tabletop role-playing news. We aim to amuse and we aim to enthuse. And Morris's unofficial tabletop RPG.
Hello, and welcome to Morris's unofficial tabletop RPG talk. I am Russ, aka Morris, or Morris, aka Russ, and with me this week is
PJ Coffey from the Southampton Guild of Roleplayers, also of Homebrew and Hacking, TTRPG Design. Russ, I am delighted to be here, although I have had to wade uphill in the snow both ways, trying to deal with a recalcitrant router. So hopefully I'll be able to stay in the stream, but if not, at least I'll know why. Also joining us, although I noticed that she hasn't changed her full legal name, but no. I like to think of her as being a most excellent host who's bringing us the most interesting information about all sorts of brand new RPGs. This one. It's the only. It's
me, Jessica from EN Publishing. And yes, as PJ referenced, the ENnie Award nominations are out. And whilst I was not a winner, I was still an ENnie Award nominated streamer. So we'll keep that.
And still are. I still are.
And still
you
am.
Forever will be. Yes.
Exactly. And forever will be. But yes.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that I sound okay today because I am trying out these AirPods, which apparently have a firmware update. And I'm told by Apple itself, no less, that this is studio quality recording, audio recording.
Actually, you do sound quite good, so maybe? Yeah.
Well, we'll find out. Let's see if it works.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Before we start, I just want to address something quite quickly because we got told off slightly on YouTube last week, and I just wanted to sort of address something. So it was on two because we started splitting up the videos into little chunks.
Oh yeah.
Just so it's easier for people to come along and watch like a 2-minute video on their new Forgotten Realms covers or whatever.
I thought I was going to have to apologise for my terrible language, but apparently not. So okay.
Well, you can do that as well if you wish. But when I said told off, so we were told off because we didn't know enough about specific topics that we were talking about.
Right.
Like we weren't an expert on the Purple Dragon Knights was one of them, and we weren't an expert on the Cypher system was another. So I just wanted to sort of kind of clarify what it is we do here. What we don't do is deep dive videos into topics. What we do is an hour to 2 hour long show which covers 12 to 20 news items as they come up this week in overview. We don't necessarily know what news items will come up in a given week because that's how news works. And then we just read out the news, basically, talk a bit about it if we feel like it or feel able to do so, but we don't claim to be an expert on anything. But I will say that between the three of us, we've got a pretty good, broad knowledge of the industry, and there are a lot of things that we can speak to quite well. But if you come up, there are 100,000 TTRPGs out there, and we haven't played them all. Sorry, And if they come up in the news, we'll cover them. Yeah.
So this is very much a news
pie chart. It's like this tiny sliver. It's a line.
Yeah, so it's very much the news letting you know what's going on, and if there's a topic that really interests you, you know it's happening and can go off and do a deep dive from somewhere else. We do have other shows that do a deep dive into games, like Not D&D, the show I do every Monday, looks at one game, and for an hour we sit with the creator and talk specifically about that game. So if you're interested in a deep dive about a specific game, about the system, that's the show for that, for sure.
Yeah, and we will occasionally talk in more depth about something we do know quite a lot about.
Oh, I'm ready to do that on today's show because
I wonder what topic that could possibly be.
I do actually also have a proper apology to make because I did mislead and misinform our listeners last week, where I said that the Dampier was from Cobalt Press. I was listening to Sly Flourish's excellent podcast, which is one of the few that I do listen to, largely because Mike Scott's a soothing voice and I enjoy his rants, but he did point out that the Dampier heritage isn't exclusive to what's it, Hunger Bites or whatever. What's the one with Astarion on the front cover? That one.
Oh, Astarion's.
Yeah.
It's on
Astarion's Hunger,
DLC.
yeah.
Astarion's Book of Hungers, yes.
Book of
Yeah.
Hungers.
Thank you. Yes, it's not Astarion Bites, it's Astarion's Book of Hungers. The two.
Astarion says "bite me." It also could have been called, but they didn't take that one. But anyway, sorry, PJ.
Indeed. And the Dampier Heritage has previously appeared under the auspices of Wizards of the Coast / Hasbro in Van Richtoven's Guide to Ravenloft.
Van Richten, yeah.
But I think this Astarion version is the 2024 version. Is that
But
correct?
surely this is the same version, Jess.
Is it not?
Compatible.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
Right. And with that out of the way.
But I did get that wrong, so I do apologise. I thought, I best apologise because I do remember saying that. Oh,
Yeah, that's not
hello.
you, people, though. It wasn't you intentionally being like, I'm going to get him. It's a different thing. But anyway, let's go on to today's news. We have less than
Yes.
last week, so we'll be less of a whistle stop this time.
It would be impossible not to have less than last week. That was so much news last week. Luckily, we got quite a breezy show this week, I think.
Oh, marvellous.
And shall we start with Jess's favourite topic?
Yes, we're going to talk about dogs. No,
Second favourite topic. Yeah. Okay.
we're going to talk about Baldur's Gate 3, which does feature dogs. So yeah, Baldur's Gate 3, it is the anniversary. It's been 2 years. I still love playing the game and I'm addicted to it. So I've really got my money's worth out of the game. But yeah, because it's been 2 years, Larian Studios announced a whole load of stats and things that are quite fun to look at. And I always think it's interesting because it shows which classes people are playing and what people are doing in the game, which I think there's a parallel with tabletop role-playing games as well, because a lot of the things people do in Baldur's Gate are things that you see at tables as well. So there's an interesting correlation. But yeah, so there's a huge mod market in Baldur's Gate now, which is also exciting because people are starting to make their own scenarios and things in it. So what was the other game that people used to build?
Neverwinter Nights.
Yeah, in the way Neverwinter Nights was used, I think they're trying to open up the mods in the game as much as possible so that could perhaps be replicated. There already are a couple that do that. I think there's like one or two. So I think the idea is to open up that mods community so that can be the case as well. So you can have like different scenarios and things that you run using the game, which I think is really fun. But anyway, there's been 265 million mods that have been downloaded. The most popular ones is Withers with Big Naturals.
I was going to ask, why does the Lich have
Big Naturals?
Yeah, sure. I wasn't going to use quite that phraseology, but yeah.
That's the name of the mod if you need it.
So a mod in Baldur's Gate terms, what exactly is that? Like an adventure that you can make, or a dungeon that you can make, or is that just what is a mod exactly?
So people can add on. They change the code so it updates the game in some way. So this could be visuals. So you have different hairstyles for your character. You could give an NPC breasts if you wanted to. It can be creating different scenarios. They do loads of things. Basically, it just allows people to play with the code of the game and put extensions in.
You have bigger parties, for example. So if you want more companions, you're like, 4 people isn't enough. I demand a team of 8 to go.
So you can alter the actual gameplay. Is that?
Yes, you can alter the actual gameplay. And there's loads of really talented people that create mods and share them with the community. It's all community based. So that's what
I'd say, if you think third party and homebrewing, or homebrewing and hacking, then that's what you got going on here. So like any ways you want to do stuff, like I don't know, if you put alternate firearm rules in, say, then that'd be a mod you could have.
Okay. Well, we got a whole bunch of slides of stats about Baldur's Gate 3 here. So I think, Jess, you could talk us through each of them. Yeah,
I
so
will
that was the first one.
happily do that. Talk about my special
I'm sure you will.
Yes.
Okay, the second one.
Absolutely. So they're talking about obscure achievements on this slide. So in the game, there are achievements that you can get. So if you do a specific thing, it goes, oh, well done, you did this. So like if you're familiar with playing games on Steam achievements are a thing. So they relate to that. And I believe other gaming platforms have the same sort of thing as well. So you get achievements for different things. I'm trying to get all of them. I haven't. I'm close to 90% of them, I think. Because I'm in the phase where I played through the first time just doing whatever, and the second time played through differently, and the third time now I'm just going through specifically trying to go for these niche things. Of this ones, it says obscure achievements. I've done all of these. So these ones are only 1.8% of players have earned 100 gold coins for playing music. So when you play a bard in the game, if you're in a crowd, people will tip you and toss a coin to your Witcher. 2% of players.
Amazing.
Yeah, so you can make money. It works well in cities and towns. Yeah, just busking. You do a performance.
You could become a D&D millionaire just by busking.
I don't know about millionaire. The most I've had in one game has been about 30,000 gold or something on me at one time.
That's
because it's heavy. You have to carry. You have to carry it.
30,000's a millionaire, isn't it? That's how numbers work. Surely.
In Baldur's Gate, it felt that way. Because when I had that much money, I wasn't thinking about what I was buying at all. I was like, sure, you have, yeah, sure, yeah. But anyway, but yeah, any 2%. There's an achievement which is really fun, where if you defeat 20 opponents whilst you're drunk, only 2% of players done that. But I'm playing the drunken monk subclass.
The character is drunk.
Yes.
Yes, I'm wondering how Steam would know whether you were drunk.
I think Steam just assumes.
Breathalyzer.
Yeah.
Steam just assumes I am. Glass of wine, Baldur's Gate, what an evening. But yeah, there's also.
You do call your weekly game Baldur's Gate Cocktail Hour. To be fair.
Exactly. But yeah,
who's in the title?
Exactly. But yeah, another achievement they have is if you multi-class through every class in a single playthrough. So when you level up your character, if you do all of the class options that are available, only 2% of people have done that. I've done that as well. It's not very effective build. Like it's
funny,
but you can do it. There's also
surprisingly good. You get high-level spell slots, so that's not too shabby.
Yeah, I mean, spoilers. There's one way. Yeah. There's spoilers where you beat a boss if you do it without activating any traps that they have, because there's one where the boss fight, there's loads of traps like everywhere, so that's actually quite difficult to do. But yeah, and also 1.1 million players have completed Baldur's Gate in Tactician mode, and Tactician mode is like the harder difficulty setting. But this is not to be confused with Honor mode, which is the highest difficulty setting, which I have not done yet.
Because you are not honourable.
Because I am honourable. Because I want to complete it in honor mode without doing. There are some cheats and tweaks and things you can do to.
But if you're cheating, you're definitely not honourable.
Exactly, and that's why I haven't done it. Because what happens is I go through really cautiously, and in honor mode you have to in the early levels really watch what you're doing, because someone sneezes on you, you might die. And then I get overly confident and do something stupid, and it's my fault.
And then you die. Yeah.
And then I die, and I know it's my fault. But anyway.
Okay.
But that's
right. Next slide.
Next slide. Many people have completed it on honor mode. Almost 500,000 people have.
500,000 people. Wow, that's a lot of people.
Yeah, one of my friends has. So she's got all of these achievements.
It says there that quite a lot of them have done it with just a first level character.
What? Where does it say that?
It says it might be on the next slide, actually. It might be on the next slide. So, on one of the slides. But quite a lot of people have done honor mode, which I assume is a difficult thing to do, with just a first level character.
What?
Yeah.
Is that something that sounds difficult? I assume it is.
I don't think I could do that.
Well, would you go toe to toe with Tiamat with a level 1 wizard?
Sure, my magic missile will totally. My one magic missile will totally take out Tiamat.
I guess the way you do that is by barrelmancy, which is you hoard loads of barrels of gunpowder, place them strategically, and fireball.
Right.
Or you could do what I did when we played and cast a grease spell in an area where there just happens to be some fire, and it turns out grease spell in that area is therefore a fireball, and I torched all of my allies.
Yeah, that was fun.
It was effective.
Yeah.
We're not saying your liability, but we might be thinking it quite loudly.
Well, I wasn't expecting Baldur's Gate 3 to be a killer DM. What can I say?
Well, there you go.
It is.
It's totally.
I know better.
Anyway,
you go down and stab you.
Yeah, there's loads of niche achievements. Like there's some NPCs that if you manage to keep them alive throughout the game, that only 2.5% have done that with a particular one, and only 5% have done that with. There's like a group of NPCs. I'm trying to avoid spoilers just in case people haven't played it, but it has been 2 years. But and there's one you can use an enemy as an improvised weapon against another enemy, which is just really fun. So sometimes it's fun to pick up a goblin and throw it at another goblin.
I always think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was
Is our next
delighted when I
slide?
figured out I could do that. And
There we go. So here's
yeah,
the Yahnahn mode using a level 1 character. 4,647 people have done that.
wow. That I bet they're streamers. I bet people have done like actual live streams of them, so you can see them do that, because that would be quite the feat.
Yes.
And 31,000 have done it as a jack of all trades, which means they have one level in all of the different classes, which means that you're not strategically spec'd. Because when I go into honor mode, I'm thinking, right, how can I do an efficient build? How can I make sure my party is like ready for this?
But you are basically a 12th or 13th level character at that point, though.
At the end of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you've got one level in each class.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's very different to playing a level 1 character. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're two different things.
Yeah. I mean, they're both not easy. It's not. It's not encompassing what we're talking about. Anyway.
I mean, I'm struggling to do honor mode just without any hands behind my back. So yeah, and these are about the different companions that people respec, because you can respec them in the game. So a lot of people do that. I know a lot of people do that for Will, the warlock character.
By respec, it means
change their class, change their stats, change, edit their subclass. Yeah.
Well, it's good to know that you can do that, because I didn't know you could do that. I can see why.
Absolutely.
What's it? Nearly 5 million people have done that with Shadowheart, because she's terrible. Oh, awful trying to use that. Yeah,
I will defend Shadowheart. You got to know what she's used for.
Great character, but as just no, terrible. Okay. Yeah, sorry, you were saying.
Anyway, but the build, so you can respec them, and lots of people have done that. Like 5 million done Shadowheart, but Will is the one that most people respec because. Yeah. Well,
no, that's Shadowheart.
As he is, he's not very effective.
Shadowheart has he's a Pact of the Blade Warlock in 2014 D&D. He's not going to be very good. He's going.
You want him to be a Hexblade?
Have a bad time.
Yeah.
If you can be a Hexblade, now you're talking. But anyway, yeah.
Yes, exactly. I think that's what most people do.
Okay. Yeah. Stop class respec stats. What does that mean?
Oh, and this is what I said. So this is how they respec them. So Will is respec into a Hexblade Warlock. Among most of them, and Astarion gets moved into Hexblade Warlock a lot as well, which I can see actually working quite well. Lae'zel gets changed from a fighter into Oath of the Crown Paladin. Karlach gets moved into the Oath of Vengeance Paladin instead of a barbarian, and Shadowheart gets moved into a Death Domain or Life Domain Cleric.
Yeah, because she's trickery or something, isn't she?
Yeah, I don't like trickery too much. It's not. I don't play a lot of clerics, so I don't have a lot. But from what I know of it, Life Domain would be the one I would lean into.
Life Domain's quite.
Surely that would be the cleric that's quite close to a rogue, though, and you like being a rogue.
I do like being a rogue.
Because rogues are trixies. Yeah.
So in terms of flavour, right? Shadowheart, amazing. Trickery cleric, love it. Like. All over that. I think in 3rd edition, I actually played a Trickery Cleric and had a great time. That's how much I liked it. In 5th edition, not good. I mean, we're not talking a Purple Dragon here, right? It is definitely an archetype subclass that does exist, and it does have an effect on gameplay. Unlike, as I say, the PTK. But oh my goodness, it's just real uphill struggle to make it work properly. I don't know how I do it. That's how hard it is.
I basically use Shadowheart as a healer, so I don't really respec her to just be a healer when I'm playing it, because that's the role she takes in the party.
So this is our last slide. So how does Gate 3 in numbers?
People respec players into Death Domain Clerics.
Only 350 people.
Yeah, because why would you do that?
Yeah, makes the ranger. That's his whole thing.
You read it. That's very cute.
And 598 players adopted the child with Will. Oh,
I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know that was an ending. Because there's so many
now you have to
branches.
play it again.
I am planning a Will romance because he is just the most Disney prince of all the characters, is the best way I can describe him. Like when I was first playing through, I was like, he's the only normal person here. Because everyone else in your companions you talk to, and you're like, wow, there's a lot here. He's the most normal. And he's got a whole warlock patron situation going on. So that speaks a lot. That was very much in early access mode, though. And I know they were still tweaking some personality traits because some people were a lot. But yeah, he's I don't know, but there's so many different endings that you can have by the end because there's so many choices and things that can happen. That's why there's only, think about the number of people that have played this game, and only that few people have got that specific ending.
Yeah.
Love that.
Okay, well, there we go. Baldur's Gate 3. We've had our Baldur's Gate 3 segment.
So that
I love
makes
that.
it
Thank you.
About 1 in 8 people, 8 times more people have run through the whole game as a level 1 character than have made Will had a child with Will.
Yeah.
Adopt a child with Will. Okay.
Yeah. I think that's a niche ending. I wonder what character is. Yeah. Anyway.
So do you like Dungeons and Dragons?
It's okay.
Has been known.
Do you like beer?
Yeah, some of them.
How would you like to combine these two interests?
I mean,
are you asking me? You asked me to play D&D with beer?
Coconut rum barrel.
Coconut rum barrel. I'm interested in this rum barrel aged stout with coconut in. Wow.
Is that
sounds like my flavor of hipster?
Is that a dragon turtle there chewing on the base of that ship on the label?
Yes, I guess. Yeah. Well, it might just be a turtle on a very small ship.
Pretty large.
A turtle eating a toy ship. That's what I think that is.
Good lord. This is also an 11% stout.
Nice.
Ooh.
Serious.
Like a fortified wine.
roll for constitution, I guess.
So this is from New Holland Brewing Company.
Okay.
It's a new beer. Yes, it is inspired by the dragon turtle, according to the blurb. It is not a regular turtle. It is a dragon turtle. Limited edition released only online at select retailers and direct from New Holland Brewing themselves, starting in late August. And you can see the label features a dragon turtle.
Yeah.
Eating a full-sized ship, not a turtle eating a toy ship. Although I think the two things would look exactly the same.
The barrels that are looking out of the ship give you...
Well, do you remember when they did Dragon's Milk?
This is part of that brand.
Early this year or last year? It's the same brand, New Holland. When was that? It was for the 50th anniversary, wasn't it? Last year. It would have been last year. Yeah. And there was an Origin Mead Cask Bourbon Whiskey, which I don't know what that was for. But it was a Hasbro team up again. I don't know. There you go. If you would like a nice, strong stout, rum flavored stout, and you like D&D, and you like dragon turtles, you are in luck. If those are your three favorite things, you are in luck.
Rum and coconut.
Rum and coconut. You have to like coconut as well. Yeah, that is true.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice Caribbean vibes.
I mean, if you give me the coconut rum, I'll be much happier. I'm not sure about this stout business.
Yeah, it feels fun. It feels like a novelty beer. It's got a novelty flavor. That makes sense to me. Fun. I think that seems like a fun gift.
Yeah.
I'm already looking forward to the holidays. It's a good gift for your GM or something. Because they put a lot of work in for you. Be nice to them.
Okay.
They do.
Okay, sticking on D&D for now.
Okay.
You know, there's the new starter set coming up.
We do, yes.
Oh, yeah.
And we've got a vague idea of what's inside it. We've been through that before, and we've seen pictures of what's inside it. But one of the main kind of features of it was, of course, that card-based character creation.
Yes.
If you recall it, so you would have a mat basically for your class, and then you'd add cards to represent the different aspects of your character on that. So it's not different rules; it's still D&D, but they're just presenting it in a different way. And we've seen a couple of images of that, but we've got a few more images of what that looks like because it was at Gen Con. It was on display at Gen Con, so people saw it. So we have got some looks at it.
Ooh.
So this is what a cleric looks like. As you can see, there's the cleric mat. It's not a mat. It's just a big card with slots on it, basically.
Like a player mat in design.
Sort of like a player mat, yeah. And then you can see we've got sort of regular playing card size cards for you can't see it there, but there's one for species on there. I don't think you can see it clearly on there. You've got cards for various pieces of equipment, like the mace, the healer's kit, and the chain shirt. You've got cards for spells down there at the bottom. You get a card for your subclass, I assume.
Well, it's got Dwarf Acolyte, so that's quite good.
Yeah, your background. Yeah.
That's interesting, actually, because clerics, no, it's like level 3 now that they choose their subclass. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. I'm really interested in this. Yeah. I'm interested in this way of presenting a character. And I'm glad they're experimenting with different ways.
It feels more board gamey, so it's taking people by the hand that are used to playing board games into role-playing games, so it feels a little bit more familiar, maybe. And it's a bit of a trend, because this is what Daggerheart's done as well. They have cards for part of the character creation and things like that. So the only thing is, I wonder, this does mean you have to physically buy something to play.
Well, that's the other bonus, isn't it? It's like from a producer's, from a manufacturer, from a publisher's point of view, it's also a...
Beforehand, with like other RPGs, I, as the game master, could buy the book, read through it, and like talk through rules and have a book on the table. But for this, you know, there's a commitment to purchase from maybe other people. So
it's all part of the monetization. It's like you've got groups of between 2 to 8 people, and like 1 to 7 of those people aren't buying stuff necessarily from you for that game. Daggerheart has solved that problem as like monetizing players.
Oh, don't forget, this isn't new to D&D. D&D 4th edition did that as well. You know.
Oh, did they? I don't know about that.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't like the core way of doing it, but you could buy cards for these different abilities and stuff. So it was. It's not a new idea, but I think it's being implemented in a quite slick way here.
It does look very nice. Yeah.
It looks
another one. Yeah. You can also see like you got a fighter on this one. You can't. It's quite small. You can't zoom in. You can see the actual text or anything, but you can see like there's a fighter there. The cleric we saw, and on the previous slide there was a wizard. So I like it. I do like it.
I'm finding the art a bit odd.
Oh, in what sense?
Well, it just doesn't look very D&D. It really does look a lot more board game.
I think that might be intentional.
Yeah, it's like part of the new rebranding for 2024, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, just the character portraits and the way the map's laid out. It's just like I lack the vocabulary to describe the differences in what I'm saying, but it does feel like they're different. It feels a little bit like fantasy novels from the 80s and 90s, which isn't very helpful unless you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Damien in the chat there says Modiphius's Dreams and Machines starter set also has a cool character card builder. I haven't seen it myself, but cool. I love the idea. I really do like the idea. I want to do it myself with our games. I like it. I think it's a brilliant idea. I mean, we've mentioned this on the podcast before, but Peter, you and I have talked about this like 2 years ago, didn't we?
Oh, yeah. Like, well, that's trying to popularize the good bits of Level Up at conventions and so forth by letting people use cards to make up their own character. Draw out the fact that we've got heritage gifts, which I think...
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's all just a matter of presentation. And there's different ways you can present the same rules via a textbook, a textbook, and a character sheet, or you can present the same thing via an online character builder, or via sets of cards. It's just different formats for the same information. But I really like the idea of this.
Yeah, it is good. I like it too.
Yeah. I mean, I have to see it in play. I'd have to actually try it just to see how it works. It might be too fiddly with too many cards, because I remember playing Fantasy Flight Games' Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay.
Oh, okay.
Fantasy Flight Games is Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. I remember playing that, and there was too much stuff for my character. I was like, I needed like 7 tables in front of me just to display my character with all the different tokens and cards and boards and things. It was just it was basically Fantasy Flight Games. They do sort of high production value board games very well. It's the thing they do. When they bring that to a role playing game, you get the same thing. You get a very high production value role playing game which looks gorgeous, but it has so many components, and it takes up so much space in front of you, so much space. That it became, for me personally, it became unwieldy. So I'd like to see if this solves that problem.
Yeah. And I can imagine with D&D, like high-level play, this could get overwhelming. But in fairness, I think this is the right move for a starter set when you're playing lower-level characters and it's introducing the concept to you. So I think it definitely works for lower-level play. But I guess if you're playing higher-level play, you're probably someone that's a bit experienced. So maybe the starter set isn't the content you're looking for.
Different markets, we're saying.
Different levels of play, and just what you're looking for. Really.
Or it could be a very good way, even if you are experienced, to introduce other people to the game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's just different formats for the same information, but I like that, and I like that about the industry, that you could do that sort of thing. I like the idea of different approaches. Because people learn things in different ways. People interact with things in different ways. Some people are more visual. Some people are more tactile. Some people are more cerebral. People just approach games in different ways and perceive them in different ways and learn them in different ways. I learn games by doing, not reading, for example. Whereas some people will happily just read a textbook and they'll be like, right, now I know how to play this game. For me, until I've actually done it, it won't have sunk in.
I'm the same, and it used to shock me when I used to have my board game cafe, because part of the service was we would talk you through how to play the game, which for me is exactly what I want. I want someone to kind of talk me through it and go through the first few turns. The idea of sitting and reading a rule book was not fun for me, but there were so many people that wanted to learn that way, and it took me a really long time to grasp my head around it, because I'd often be like, oh, do you want me to talk you through the game? They'd be like, no, I'm fine, thanks. I'm reading the rule book. And I'd be like, oh, why do they hate me? Not anything about that. It's just the fact that they didn't know how to learn that way. And it's
one of the things that I've always struggled with is when playing a new board game, and you're usually introduced to a board game by somebody who already knows how to play that board game. But people who will give you a great big verbal info dump at the start on how to play it. And it's like 7 words in and I'm lost, I'm gone now, and you're still talking 45 minutes later. And I'm like, okay. Let's just start playing, and you can talk me through it, and we'll assume I'm going to lose my first game, but at least by the end of that, I will have some idea of how it works. But an info dump isn't going to do it. Not for me.
45 minutes of playing the game, to me, even if I'm not doing trumps, 45 minutes of sitting to someone chat.
There is an art and a skill to teaching somebody how to play a board game.
Oh god, there is, of course.
Because
a lot of these people don't explain it well anyway, or they start in the middle without framing it with the basic concepts or something like that, and it's like this has no context. What you're saying has no context to me.
Yeah, for people that want to know, you start by giving the story like, we're adventurers, we're going to go on a heist, and we're going to we've killed a dragon, and now we're going to share out the loot between us. And
now tell me what the goal of the game is. Make that the next thing you tell me. Don't hold back on that one. Tell me what I'm trying to do, please. And then start going into this nitty-gritty sort of coin exchange sub-detail a bit later.
Say when the game ends. So we're going to go around in a series of rounds, taking treasure that we want for the victory points until this runs out, and then that'll be the end of the game. How do you get victory points? So there's a set structure to it. There's a great episode. If you're interested in listening to this, there's a great episode by Shut Up and Sit Down where they say how to teach board games. And they go through it in a lot more detail than I just did as a whistle top. So if you are trying to get your friends into board games and you're like, oh, I don't know if I'm teaching them well, have a look at that video and that'll be really helpful.
Yeah, there's a reason. There's a reason. Teaching is a skill set of its own.
Mm.
It's it's not easy to do. I'll be first to admit I do rubbish at it too. I wouldn't make a good teacher.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Moving on.
moving on. So our next topic
Yes.
is, I don't know if anybody's heard of this. This is Twilight Sword.
Sword.
So this is from Free League, and it's an anime-inspired RPG.
Mhm.
It's a collaboration.
Sorry.
Yeah, oh yes, there's a cat. Yeah.
There's a wee cat. It's like there's some sort of giant penguin with a dagger. It's very muscly paper. No, it's not a dagger.
Yes.
That's the pommel of the penguin's enormous double-handed cleaver, which is wielded in one hand, has a sharp spike on the end, and on its shoulder is a ginger cat with looks like is that a bow or is its tail? Anyway, sorry.
Could be either, but it's wearing cute little pantaloons.
Yeah. Well, this is in collaboration with Two Little Mice, and this is inspired by things like The Legend of Zelda, Final Fantasy, things like that. And you explore this world called Radia. Explore landmarks and collect hope by defeating bosses. And you can choose 5 different kin, which is basically species heritage, including the humor, which I think is humans, the cat-like Kedi, or the penguin-like Pengu. And there's presumably 2 more as well, but I don't know what they are.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited by this. I like Two Little Mice as a studio. They did Household, which is where you play, they're not borrowers, but it's like small people that live in a large size house that humans live in. And it was a really well made, well balanced game, and also charmingly illustrated and made. And I imagine the same love and care is going to go into this. Nice.
Yeah. I mean, Free League worked with Two Little Mice on Outgunned as well, not that long ago, if you recall that one.
Yeah, Outgunned's a nice modern action cinematic RPG as well.
Yeah. It's quite... It's a bit of sort of uncertainty about what's going on with Two Little Mice, actually, because they were bought. They're an Italian publisher, and they were bought by Simon, a year ago, was it? 2 years? No, more than that. It's 3 or 4 years ago. It was ages ago. But Simon has been having a bit of trouble over the last year or so, and has sold off quite a few IPs. And has paused new game development while they focus on current fulfillment. So there's a lot of people wondering what's going on with Simon. What's happening? What's their future going to look like? And now Free League has obviously partnered with Two Little Mice twice.
Yeah.
But it's not actually clear whether Two Little Mice has now gone independent or not, or whether they're still part of Cool Mini or not. It's not actually clear. Because there's no reference to Simon on this graphic, on the articles, on anything. They're not mentioned at all. So I'm wondering if
does it come with Cool Minis or not?
Well, not that I know of, but
well, Bobby, I'm just saying.
Yeah, but it looks fun. If you like Legend of Zelda and that sort of thing, this is going to be for you.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah. I've got a couple of questions in the chat, which was kind of slightly non sequiturs in the middle of other news items, so I didn't highlight them at the time. But let's quickly do those very, very quickly. We've got Damien says, can't wait for more tools from the What's Orders new toolkit. Any fun stretch plans for the bestiary? We have literally just finished Pets and Sidekicks last night. Give us a minute. And then we'll start talking about the bestiary, next week or something. But give us a minute. We're not publicising the bestiary quite yet, but next week we'll start on the What's Orders new bestiary.
Pre-launch page for the bestiary is up now, so you can go and follow its page when we launch. But
and the book is pretty much done as well. It's I've been looking through the PDFs, and we're at the proofreading stage now, and it's a very attractive looking Monster Man, because we played with formats a little bit on how to present monsters.
Okay.
Because we're not kind of bound by the sort of D&D style approach. Yeah. So I think it looks quite pretty.
Yeah. But we literally just fulfilled Pets and Sidekicks yesterday, and I say it was at 11 p.m. our time. that we sent all the PDFs out. So if you back that, thank you very much. You have your PDFs. They are in your Kickstarter inbox, so you can check them out. And we're going to get to printing very soon. As soon as Kickstarter gives us the funds, we're going to send them over to the printer.
Yeah, and Spoon BK in the chat there says that they have their copy, their digital copy, obviously, and about to have their companion bat, Batty, is now going to be a heroic companion.
I wonder how they got that name.
Yes, I don't know how they came up with that name.
They love baseball.
Batty, yeah. I guess that must be it. I can't think of any other explanation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, no, I'm really excited about Pets and Psychics. I can't wait to have my book on this. And
if you're listening to the podcast and you're wondering, how are these people asking us questions in real time? That is because we are streaming this live as we do every Friday at 2 p.m. UK time, 9 a.m. Eastern time. And if you come and watch us live on YouTube, Twitch, or remind me, what's the other one? YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook. YouTube, basically, is where I think most people watch it. You can join in the chat and ask us questions, and we might attempt to answer them.
Yeah. Exciting times.
It's like a party. It's amazing. We've got another question. Do British folks make better game masters than Americans? Serious question. Well, I haven't done a study. I haven't done a survey. I do not know. How would I know? I don't know. This requires extensive market research to answer. I suspect that people are just people, and there's a variety of good and game masters in every group of people, I would imagine.
You just took my boring answer. Yeah, I was going to say, I don't
I'm sorry.
The culture or the country you're from will necessarily inform how good a game master that you are. And also, different people think different game masters are better because
absolutely.
There's different styles of running games, and there's different players that like different things. So it's not a one-size-fits-all thing.
Yeah, in my experience, it's about the same.
People are just people, wherever they come from. That's people.
I think there's a certain. I think probably the only place I've really noticed the difference is maybe D&D style games, whereas maybe a bit of a cultural difference in that the Americans do seem to run things a bit differently. But other than that, not really. So and better. I don't know. It's just like.
Better is a relative term. It's better at what, There are certainly people who do better voices than I can do. I can't do accents. I can't do voices. I can't do any of that voice acty stuff. But I dare say that I'm better at improvising a game than other people are who prefer to have a lot of prep. So people have different strengths, different weaknesses, different play styles, different GMing styles. People are good at some things. It's all different.
Oh,
yeah. There we go.
But yeah. Hard to answer that question.
Maybe better at doing dwarven accents. You do not want to hear me trying to do. I'm assuming you're alluding to the fact that is Scottish accents,
which is incorrect.
Which is a stereotype.
Dwarves are not.
You do not want to hear me try. You do not want to hear me do a Scottish accent.
Dwarves are not Scottish. They are Welsh. They are short, stocky mining communities where singing is a huge part of their culture. Welsh.
Well, anyway. I can't fault you, Jessica, because. That's every Wednesday. That's my dwarf, Gareth. He's a reef singer, fighter, and a dwarf, and quite proud of it, quite frankly. And he's so nice to everybody.
Are you saying that you are a dwarf, Jess?
Yes.
On account of being short and Welsh?
Can you not tell by my beard?
It's the way you wear it on top of your head. It's just confusing.
Yeah, it's how I style it. Style.
You're just standing upside down. That's what's going on there.
But yeah, this is the hill I will die on, that dwarves are Welsh and not Scottish. And
but surely, if you're going to be properly dwarvish, it should be the hill you die under.
Ah.
No, I will crawl out of my mine on top of the hill and scream this until I die.
Fair enough then. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
Should we move on to the next news item?
Yeah, probably best for my blood pressure.
Right, this one, I think, came from you, Peter. Would you like to talk us through this one?
Well, this is quite an exciting game that's been released on itch.io. It's an adventure, system neutral. There is going to be suggestions and extra bits coming out for it for various systems, but you can just play it as is. and it is called Whalefall. So if you like marine biology, which I quite do, then this is obviously going to be very exciting for you, because it's all about when you have a dead whale and it's falling to the
that whale does not look very well, I've got to say. It's not
It
not
is
a happy looking whale. That's an ex-whale, yes.
And whale.
Yeah, unwell. Please,
Yeah.
save me.
Yeah. It's about 20 to 40 hours, depending upon play style and what random encounters you roll up, because there are different pathways through. You've got elements of hex crawl, which we're all familiar with, but also quite an interesting little mechanic called a depth crawl, where as you go deeper, you add a bonus to your encounter table, which means that as you get towards the bottom of the ocean, things get weirder and more necromantic. So and part of it is you're exploring a absolutely enormous whale. There's all sorts of interesting things like an oyster king, which is a bit like a rat king, but it's made of oysters instead, and it's become sentient through its power combined.
And then it's a lot damper.
I don't know how damp your rats normally are if they're rat kings. They are found in sewers, so that could be pretty damp.
That could be quite damp.
Yeah, and yeah, it's like quite an interesting little thing. I say on itch.io, there's lots of different ways to get your party there, like a prototype submersible. 2 thumbs up for me. What could go wrong with that? And also things more traditional, like potions of water breathing from the local town. So, do you an OSR game quite nicely? Could do you Pathfinder 2nd edition as well, I'm told. Yeah,
and that's on itch.io. Okay, we'll put a link in the show notes to that so people can check that out.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. This next one I like. I like this next one. We all know the GUMSHOE system.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're all familiar with, say, the Hobbit and the Shire.
Yeah.
Indeed.
And we're also familiar with things like cozy murder mystery things on TV, like Midsummer Murders and stuff like that. Are we not?
Yeah,
Cozy detective
genre. Brindlewood Bay does that sort of thing, yeah?
Yeah, well, we've got these all combined. The Merryshire Detective Club, which is coming from Pelgrane Press, powered by their investigative in-house GUMSHOE system, which has powered things like Trail of Cthulhu, Night's Black Agents, Ashen Stars, Bubble GUMSHOE, lots of different investigative. Let me try that again. Why have I said?
You can do it.
Why don't you say it weird, like investigative? And
investigative, yes, it works.
There you go, you got it.
Investigative. Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, you play fantasy-themed amateur detectives in a cozy Shire-like village.
Yeah.
And mysteries might be like you investigate the fearsome spectral hair of Underfoot Hall, or you solve a pastry stealing conspiracy, or you solve the mystery of the 2 corpses in a trench coat. So it's that sort of thing. So it's kind of a, amateur sleuths with a combination of investigation with a light-hearted comedy take.
The cover provokes an immediate mystery for me, which is that an otter with antlers and little goggles?
I was looking at that. I don't know. It could just be a bit of tree branch on the front cover. There is a
Hobbit. I hear what
Hobbit.
you're saying, but can you see that it's like, if you look underneath, you can see there's like a little paw going across the G in GUMSHOE, and then there's a body following the trail of the wave.
You are right. There is some sort of aquatic animal with horns and goggles.
Oh,
delightful.
Wow. Yeah.
Anyway, that's the cover art we have. There's a hobbit holding a big magnifying glass, leaning over, looking at this, which I thought was just a bit of driftwood. But no, PJ is correct. It is an aquatic mammal of sorts.
Yeah. I like the way apparently you start the game by designing your cozy village together as a group of players. And you populate it with these sort of idiosyncratic characters. And then you solve mysteries, which may or may not involve murder and or cakes.
Sounds cozy. Sounds good. Nice kind of thing I need to calm my nervous system in the world we live in. Love it. All for it.
The person writing this, designing this, is Gareth Ryder Hanrahan, who's worked for various companies, Mongoose, Cubicle 7, Pelgrane, obviously.
He did Trail of Cthulhu, didn't he?
Worked on, I believe.
Yeah,
but the Laundry, Traveller, I know he worked on those.
Mutant City Blues, which is set in Dublin, which I've actually played. That was cool.
Yeah.
I associate him with a lot of horror, so that'll be interesting to have this more cozy, light-hearted.
Well, the Laundry is horror, isn't it? Traveller's more, Traveller's sci-fi stuff.
Laundry is sort of comedy horror with a heavy dose of civil service in there. He's a very versatile chap. Also writes books, like fantasy novels, so there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, looks interesting. I do like GUMSHOE.
I think that looks fun. That does look fun. I mean, there's almost nothing known about it other than that at the moment. Merryshire Detective Club. I assume it's because there's a movie coming out soon. I am blanking on its name. Something.
About the movie?
The Thursday Night Murder Club or something like that. It's got Pierce Brosnan in it, and it's got a whole bunch of famous people in it. I don't know enough about it. I know it's coming out soon. It's like a Netflix movie, and I'm assuming that this is kind of like timed slightly with the release of that movie.
Well, there's always been popular like murder and amateur detective things. It's always been a strong trope. So yeah.
Yeah. The Thursday Night Murder Club was by Richard Osman. He writes a series of books. He's a novelist as well as a game show host and comedian. The Thursday Murder Club, found it, that's what it is. So he started writing this series back in 2020. There's several books in that series. This is totally unrelated. It's just because I think it's, the timing is probably timed to coincide with it. But they're making a movie of it on Netflix.
That's unusual because normally they wait for books. I mean, it must be really popular, which is fair enough. I've not heard of it myself, and I don't.
We've got Helen. Here we go. Helen Mirren, Pierce Brosnan, Ben Kingsley.
Okay.
Chris Columbus directing. Produced by Amblin Entertainment, which is Steven Spielberg's company. It's a big deal.
It's certainly got a very generational cohort that it's aiming for with that. Yeah.
Well, it's a bunch of retirees in an old folks' home who investigate murders in a cozy kind of way.
Yeah, a bit like Murders in the Building, but different.
Yes.
Yeah, only Murders in the Building. Yeah. Anyway. I'm going to check that out. I'm interested. I am interested in that.
I mean, that sounds good. Yeah. There you go. Between the three of us, we've got almost one functioning brain. Able to correctly work.
Don't get carried away there. Don't get carried away.
Yeah. It's like this is peak. You may not like it, but this is what peak performance looks like.
Right, here's our next item.
Oh, that's a nice cover.
Mutants and Masterminds.
Yeah, so this is the playtest book. It's 220 pages, and you can now pick it up. It will cost you $45 to pick up the print version.
Okay.
Unusually, they're charging $15 for the PDF of the playtest, which is not typically how playtest documents tend to get distributed, but
Okay.
But this is it's a fully laid out 220-page book, though. It's not just sort of like an Unearthed Arcana Word document. It's a full book, and I've got a few previews here because I bought it. I haven't read it in full. I've glanced through it, so I thought we could preview a few bits of it rather than talk about it in depth. So we'll have a look at what we got. So this is some of the sort of archetypes. So what they have is I think it's like 15 archetypes. Which are a quick and easy way to make a character. So you can do characters from scratch, but you can pick one of these 15 archetypes, and then you can swap out powers and stuff if you want to customize the archetype.
Yeah.
And there's 15 of them, and there's things like gadgeteers and battle suits if you want to be Iron Man, and a vigilante if you want to be Batman, and whatever. A blaster like this would be kind of Cyclops, I guess, or someone like that. A construct here, you can see, is another archetype. We've got a mystic if you want to play some kind of magic user. So there's 15 of those. And then they've got like pages and pages and pages and pages of powers with which you can customize. I mean, here's an example of, say, lifting and mind reading. There's a couple of the powers in there, but just pages and pages of the things.
Cool.
With which you customize. It's based on, well, it was originally, it was a spin-off of D&D 3.5. That was the first edition of Mutants and Masterminds. So it was a long time ago, 20 years ago. Yeah, 25 years ago, in fact. And then this is the 4th edition of the game, so it's changed a lot since then. But it still is the D20 system at its core. You still roll a D20, add your modifiers, compare it to a target number. It's still, it's changed. It's warped the D20 system massively, but right at its core, it's still got that core mechanic, and it's still recognisable as being that.
Yeah.
It's I mean, I've picked it up because I'm possibly interested in trying it out. Maybe running a sort of one shot or a very, very short campaign with the playtest document, with the understanding that it is a playtest document. It's not a final game.
It's not finished.
Yeah.
Well, that's what you're looking for the problems.
Yeah. I mean, it's getting a little bit of blowback because they are charging $15 for the PDF, which some people are kind of like, generally speaking, if you want the, like Paizo, if you wanted the physical book of their playtest for Starfinder, you would get that, but you wouldn't, I don't think you had to pay for the PDF version of it. I don't think.
Yeah, that's what I'd think, because obviously printing a book has some costs attached to it, so fair enough to pay, but I wouldn't expect to pay like a full price.
Yeah, but then again, they've done more with this playtest PDF than you do normally see in a PDF.
Yeah, that's true. It does look
it is a full game, fully laid out.
There is graphic design and everything, so it's pretty reasonable price. So
I seem to recall that Marvel Multiverse did a similar thing. You could buy I don't know if you had to pay for the PDF, but you certainly had to pay, and I did pay for the hard copy.
Yeah.
So I grabbed that off Amazon like 2 years ago, whenever it was it came out. So I have that. I've never played that one, but
I think part of the theory is that if you pay for something, you're more likely to actually use it. And the higher the cost, the more likely you are. So if it's free,
this shelf would disagree with you greatly, but unsafe games. But
well, yeah,
I
same
said more
with me.
Yeah.
But I'm very interested. I want to give this a shot. So I'm gonna absorb these rules, and obviously I have to do my thing where I have to read them because I'm gonna have to run it. It's not one of those games I can learn by playing, unfortunately. But then I might see if anyone's interested in playing like a one shot, perhaps, just to give it a shot, give it a try.
Get old superheroes out. Have a bit of a go.
Yeah. Well, I always find that superhero games for me, they have to be short. I always find the genre doesn't lend itself to a campaign as well as other genres for some reason. And I don't know why that is, or whether that's just me, maybe. I don't know, but that's my kind of experience.
I guess you start sort of changing the world if you hang around too long, and it's generally got a modern world, and that's a lot to keep track of.
Yeah. Well, the fun thing about Mutants and Masterminds is you can change the power level of the game.
Yeah.
So the GM sets the power level, and that determines how many power points you have to spend on powers. So depending what power level is set, you can literally play a game of street level superheroes all the way up to, your Supermans and your, the really, really, really Thors and Avengers, like top tier, super powerful characters. So that's kind of fun. So it's not fixed into a setting or a very specific genre. You can vary it, and I like that about it. So you can choose your power level. I've never played one with. I did play Mutants and Masterminds once, like a few years ago, and we were kind of mid power level, so we weren't like Superman level, but we were more powerful than, say, I think Daredevil or something.
Yeah.
Because my character could fly and was strong. He was like Superman light, basically.
Yeah. Sort of a low level Superman. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, I'll talk more about it when and if I do get a chance to play it. If I do get to run it, I'll circle around and we'll do it in a later episode, and I'll tell you how it goes.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. Right. Well, still sort of slightly on a vaguely superhero theme.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is a game from Phil Reed and Ed Bourelle. Phil Reed has been on this show before talking about his stuff, and it's for Morkborg. It's a Morkborg version, a hack of Morkborg, and it's called MÖRKHAM ASYLUM.
Ah, I see. Yes.
Can you guess where that's going?
Well, it's got a Gotham City vibe.
It certainly does.
That looks like Killer Croc to me, but I didn't want to say.
Yeah. So basically, it's a fantasy version of Gotham City. It's called Gotham Beck. MÖRKHAM ASYLUM basically has a whole bunch of patients within, and you get to play them.
Okay.
And there is a Mork Knight who uses stealth, cunning, and plenty of gadgets to get the patients put back inside so that they can be reused. So, the idea is to escape. Yeah. So the idea is to escape the asylum, I believe. There's all sorts of. Some of the examples were Herbert Haberdash, who's an amateur mage. He found a trunk filled with magical hats, and when he gets out of the asylum, he uses his magic hats to commit lots of atrocities. There's Victor Kaut.
That's not what I'd do if I had a bunch of magic hats, but sure.
Well, that's why
you're not. You're not Herbert Haberdash, are you?
Wow.
There's Victor Kaut, Victor spelt with a Y. He's a wizard who made a deal with the wrong demon and is now cursed to live in a frozen suit of magical armor. So he's Mr. Freeze, basically.
It's a chilling story.
Chilling
tale.
Yeah. But it's all for Morkborg. So if you like Morkborg, and Phil Reed does a lot of stuff for Morkborg these days. He says that he prefers light games, which Morkborg is, and always enjoys the sort of visual style. Because Morkborg always has a very strong visual style, doesn't it?
Yes.
It does, yeah.
It's a very graphic game. Graphic as in the sense of graphic design, I mean, not as in... But,
they did a heavy metal cover that they didn't like. And it's just... I won't say unreadable, because it is possible to decode a Morkborg book with luck and patience. For me, perhaps other people just look at it and are able to read it. I'm like, well, there is something on this page. It's very bright.
I like it. I love the look of Morkborg books. I think they're gorgeous.
Very popular. Lots of people do like it. Not for me, but I'm glad other people enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, should you wish to visit MÖRKHAM ASYLUM, become a patient,
and escape,
and then escape and commit dire crimes upon the town of Gotham Beck. That's how you do it. It's coming to Kickstarter soon, apparently.
There we go.
Yeah. All right. This next one. This one's not from me. Who gave us Serving Up Disaster?
Me.
Okay.
Look at it. Is that not just the coolest thing you've seen in quite some time?
The layout looks like a diner menu.
It does look like a diner menu, and that is, in fact, bizarrely, intentionally.
I figured.
They didn't accidentally fall upon this. Serving Up Disaster. It's a game of kitchen nightmares. The idea is that you've got like a top chef who's going around, and you're trying to come up with ways to please this this unnamed celebrity chef and their terrible attitudes. And,
so it's Gordon Ramsay, basically.
What? I don't know how you would get to such a potentially libellous state of affairs, Russ.
It does say a tabletop RPG of kitchen nightmares, so it's
which is literally the name of his show. Yes.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. Anyway.
It looks like a fast, funny game. You would be trying to make some of the worst food or the best food, possibly the blurst food, depending on your point of view. It's like doing quite well on Kickstarter, has funded. Looking at some blowing for a couple of stretch goals. So yeah, I just thought it was fun, to be honest.
Yeah,
looks fun.
Looks fun.
Yeah.
I agree.
It's a clear concept with a clear graphic design. Like it.
Yeah. Lovely, nice layout language.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's me again.
You again.
Yes. So, dedicated listeners will recall the game Coyote and Crow,
Yes.
which is Native American inspired tabletop RPG. They are now doing a fundraising exercise to move to the virtual tabletop. Because as we discussed previously on the show, that is an expensive, painful, and tricky undertaking. So
yes,
there we go. They're giving it a go.
So they're doing a crowdfunder so they can build their own virtual tabletop platform.
So they can get Coyote and Crow onto different existing virtual tabletops.
Oh, so they can hire people to code for them to... Got it.
Yes.
I'm
So
understanding.
they put it on Roll20 and put it on Foundry and all that. Yeah.
Yes, because...
Fantasy Grounds and all that jazz, yeah.
Yes, because that is a very expensive thing to do.
Yes, we know.
People always ask us, why are your games not on all these platforms? And we're like, well, we're on these ones, and we have reached out to your favorite virtual tabletop. Anyone you say to me, I've had a conversation with them about being on their platform. Absolutely.
Yeah. And like people like Foundry, they're just often not interested. They're like, you go do it yourself. No, well, laters. Come back to us when you've learnt to code, which is an attitude.
Anyway,
that's my choice. Anyway, well, good luck to them, and
Okay. Sure. What have we got next on the menu? I believe this is... Well, it's basically 3 Kickstarters in a row, that's why. It's the crowdfunding section of the show. This one, what is this?
Crowdfunding section of the show, yes.
So who put this one up? Was this you, Peter?
It is in fact turning into the Peter show, so there we go.
PJ does crowdfunding.
What can I say? Like, there's just all these cool Kickstarters and crowdfunding efforts that I've heard about. I was like, well, if we're going to hear about them, then you should hear as well.
Yeah.
So
this one's doing very well.
It is indeed. This is a game called Drakonym, which, as you'll be able to tell from the name, is all about naming your dragon.
Oh.
Okay.
I very much like the rather charming artwork and so forth that comes with it, and of course the concept is pretty good as well. Yeah.
Okay. Let's have a look. Ooh. Players bonding with dragons, a narrative game. It drives your character and dragon development in a world rediscovering its secrets with tactical combat and storytelling. Also playable as a solo RPG. Cool.
I just noticed that. I was going to say they have a core rulebook, a solo rulebook as well. So there's, I know a lot of people are interested in solo play mode. So
I've just seen what the sort of box set looks like. I wish I had a picture of it to show up on the screen here, but it's gorgeous. It's got like a box set, like a case for cards, a sort of like, it's got dice. It's got a little dice bag. It's got a GM screen. It's lovely.
Yeah.
High production values.
Over 1,300 backers, 20 days left, raised £168,000 versus £1,000 goal. It's clearly a concept that appeals to a lot of people. They've got various guides, like things like a guide to Baptisian, which is the world in which it's set. I've not really heard about it before, but you know what? It looks exceedingly cute. The baby dragon section, I don't know if you've seen that.
I haven't.
No, well, if you keep on scrolling down, you'll see some extremely cute baby dragons. Jess, you're more of an expert on cuteness than I am. How would you describe them?
They look like very cute dragons, but they do look like they have pointy bits, though. So kind of like a kitten. You're like, this is very cute, but danger.
What makes you think I'm not an expert on cuteness?
Anyway,
PJ.
I know everything
I
there is
believe
to
that
know about
question-
cuteness.
I believe that question was directed to you, PJ. So
you see, what I was doing there was when Russ says something like that, I'm like, I could answer that, but what we're going to do instead is going to ignore it and move on.
you do have the
No.
right to remain silent.
Even though you are a
incriminating.
presenter on a podcast, but we'll forget about that. We'll forget about that minor fact.
Absolutely, yeah. We're moving away from the awkwardness that would ensue.
But we'll move away from the yes and aspect of collaborative efforts, and we'll make it a combative affair instead. Why not? Why not?
It's really more of a no but.
Yeah.
I feel at this
Yeah,
point.
let's make it a versus thing rather than a. Yeah.
But anyway, that is Drakonym, which is live on Kickstarter that you can check out if any of that was interesting for you.
You can take basically baby dragon to elder dragon, and you're looking after it the whole time and having adventures. So I figured that would be quite good.
Nice. Love that.
Okay. We're down to our last news item.
About
Our
to
final news item. Here we go. So,
looks like the Die RPG this week updated their community license. So it's now on version 1.1.
Yes, the system reference document has come out. It's
there's
where
no
is that?
system reference document that I could see. I did look at the page. Are you sure? There's a community license.
It says this license doesn't apply to Life Legacy Amongst the Ruins, Worlds of Legacy SRD. So they have two licenses. They have a Worlds of Legacy SRD. That's one thing for Rowan, Rook and Deckard. And then separately, they have the Rowan, Rook and Deckard community license.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Sorry.
But the page is really nicely laid out for all the different games that you can run. And it's a really nice, if it's this game, you can do this. As long as you do this, don't do this. And just really clearly outlines what you can and can't do.
Yeah. So if you want to write third-party content for Rowan, Rook, Rowan, Rook, and I did it again. Rowan, Rook, and Deckard.
Yeah.
Say that 3 times really fast. And their various games: Heart, Spire, and other Destera games based on the Resistance Toolbox, Die, the role-playing game, and I don't miss the whole
Die,
list.
of course, is probably one of their more famous because it's got Kieran McGillen, who is very big in the comics world.
Yeah.
Who I follow on Blue Sky, which is where I found out about it. So I apologise for my getting that wrong there. So there we go.
No, they have referenced the separate SRD, but so there is an SRD with this company. But
there's a game for Legacy Life Among the Ruins 2nd edition which has an SRD, and this is not relevant to that.
Yes,
is what they're saying. So this is So it's not but this isn't an SRD, it's a community license. Okay, I think we're probably done for the week. Is there anything else we wanted to mention?
I'd say congratulations to the Any Award winners. We've got an article.
Oh, of course. I totally forgot to mention that. Yeah,
we've got the article up on EN World. We won't sit here reading out all the winners because I don't know if that's very interesting. We've done it on the podcast before. But yeah, there's a whole list of, you can see the silver and gold winners there. And this year, a lot of people have commented there's a lot of games that they don't know on there and I haven't heard about before. So I'd say it's really a good opportunity for you to go and have a look and learn more about these games, because perhaps these are games that you wouldn't have heard about before until then. But if you go onto EN World, you can see the list of all the winners. And of course, if you go to the Any Awards website, you can see them there as well.
You know, people used to complain that Paizo and Wizard of the Coast kept on winning all the awards.
Yes.
And now they complain that they haven't heard of any of the games that are winning the awards. And it's like, make your mind up.
Maybe it's different people complaining.
Maybe.
Some people just like complaining. What can we say?
Yeah, true. I think it's brilliant when games you haven't heard of win awards, because you know, when the Oscars come around every year, the best film category is always a great shopping list of really cool films, which probably aren't going to be the big franchise blockbuster films that you probably have heard of and seen and which permeate pop culture. It's going to be like 10 films, most of which, certainly speaking on for me, I haven't seen, half of which I probably haven't heard of, and which are all probably pretty damn good. So, think of it like a advisory shopping list. Check these cool things out. You may like some of them, you may not, but, it's just a list of recommendations. Take a look.
They have a degree of quality. Always worth investigating.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a shame, really. There's no... Beyond the NEs itself, which often is much like a publicity contest, that there's no, body that can award and help coordinate this sort of thing too. Because I feel you'd sell more games if you could get that sort of thing onto the boxes or the books and into people like Waterstones, who are in the UK a fairly major book retailer.
Well, people do put their awards on boxes and books and stuff.
Yeah,
Origins Awards, Ennies Awards, Diana Jones Awards. They do put them on now. I have seen them on products.
Yeah. I mean, but you got people like the Crit Awards and so forth. And it's being able to gauge, I don't know, if I say legitimacy, that's probably a bit of a strong meaning associated with that. But how much of a popularity contest is it, and how much of it is a panel of judges and a critical assessment of what makes it a good role-playing game? I'd say.
But that's where you sort of say the nomination is the real award, because if you get nominated, that's because a panel of judges have looked at your thing, and put it in a short list of nominations. Then when you move on to the popularity stage, obviously that's who's got the biggest audience,
exactly,
and that's kind of more just a sort of fun stage of it. But the nomination is, I think,
very key.
Are you just saying that so I feel good about myself going to the weekend?
I mean, it's also somewhere where he is correct. So yeah.
What did I say? Jess, you have one more award nomination than I have. I've never been nominated for an award. There you go. In 26 years, not a single one. So.
Well, I'll know what to get you for Christmas then now.
An award nomination.
You were running the awards for 20 of those years, so yeah.
Well, I was running an award program, not all of the award programs. I was running the Ennies. I wasn't running all the other ones.
Oh, yeah. Maybe it's better to be the person handing out the nice hats rather than the one receiving it. I don't know. I don't do it either.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we're done.
Okay.
That's it for the week.
Okay.
So we'll be back next week. Same bat time, same bat place. Join us live, 2 p.m. Friday, UK time, or 9 a.m. Eastern time on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook, or catch up on the podcast later.
Yeah.
And as you may have noticed, we have now been, I have now been laboriously chopping the show up into short segments to put up on YouTube separately so that you can dive into different subjects, which are getting a lot more views because people are much more willing to watch a 3-minute video than a 90-minute video.
The algorithm.
Fair enough. I understand that. Yeah. But then also people do see those out of context and start complaining we're not an expert on every single one of them. So this swings and roundabouts, pros and cons for doing it. But I'll carry on doing it for now.
If you're going to post things on the internet, people are going to be unhappy.
Yes, yeah. But if you do like those, please like them and put comments on them just so that we know, because it takes me bloody hours to do all of those. And if I put it out into a vacuum, I'm going to stop doing it. So, respond to them, and that will tell me that it's worth putting those hours in. Like, follow, subscribe, and all that jazz. Yes, yeah, do all that stuff. All that stuff. All right. And on that note, let's get out of here. Shall we? Should we go and have a weekend? Woo. All right. Bye-bye. Goodbye, everybody. See you next week. Bye-bye.
All the tabletop role-playing news. We aim to amuse and we aim to enthuse. And Morris's unofficial tabletop RPG.